What is going on, everybody? My name's Christian Robert. On this channel, we talk stocks, personal finance, and wealth building. And today, I wanted to update you and share with you my M1 Finance portfolio. Now, it's been a little bit since I have last shown you this account in detail. So I just want to take you through my holdings, some things that I've been doing lately, how I'm enjoying it. So let's just dive right in. But as always, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, as you can see, my account is at $413. I believe the last time you guys saw this, it was in the 300s to high $200 range. So I have been contributing a little bit more money. I was doing $10 weekly, but in the last few weeks, I've added a little bit more because I got a couple of stocks that I really enjoy in here. So, yeah. In the last 1 week, you can see that we're down 2.62% or $10. In the last week, I've earned 5 cents in dividends. In the last month, you can see that I'm down 7.23% or $26. And in the last month, I've earned 46 cents in dividends. Now, you might not think that that's a lot, but given the size of the portfolio, I'm actually really impressed with that. And not to mention that 3 of my largest holdings, other than if you subtract the aggressive dividend, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Facebook, none of these provide a dividend. So that tells you that most of my dividends are coming from the aggressive dividend pie that I'll get into in 1 second. But, that's really exciting. That just tells me that, in a couple of weeks, if I keep adding or if I'm as consistent as I have been, that I will reach $1 a month, which would honestly be really exciting for me in this portfolio. Keep in mind that I have a TD Ameritrade that is my primary focus, and then my backup or my second most important account would be my Robinhood, which is around 5,000. So this is my smallest account, but that doesn't mean we don't take it any less serious. So it'll be exciting to grow this account. Now, as I mentioned, Amazon. Now, Amazon is my largest holding. This is really the reason I got started in the first place with M1. It gave me the opportunity to buy these really expensive stocks, but with very little money. Now, what I mean by that is, as you can see, I have $134 in Amazon, but if we click on it, you can see, once it loads, that the actual price of one share is $1,815. My average share price is $17.37, but $1,800 for one share. So what M1 allows you to do is to buy a very small fraction of a share. So as you can see right here, I only have 0.07392 shares. So that's really exciting. A lot of platforms don't offer that. So it gives, very new investors or investors with very little money to start to get into these big stocks. So, once I got started in this, it really excited me. Next, after Amazon, we have my aggressive dividends. We'll get into that one last. But then we have Google, same thing. I believe the average price is like $1,100 for one share. Let's double check. One share is $1,145. As you can see, I have $82.64 in it. Average share price $11.57. So, a couple of big stocks that I am looking forward to eventually accumulate a full share of these. Next, we have Tesla, which I just added not too long ago to the portfolio. It might have been last week. So this is where a lot of the fresh money has gone to, just because if you follow my Robinhood, you know that I like Tesla. I believe in the long-term vision. So why not add to it in M1 also, because even though it's been going down a lot, it still is somewhat of an expensive stock. One share right now costs $195, so I have just under $60 or 0.26 share. Next we have Facebook. self-explanatory. Lazy retirement. Now, I don't believe I got much into this one. This is also new, and I'll take you through this one really quick. So this is basically a little pie comprised of ETFs. Now, an ETF is basically a basket of different stocks, and for a lot of investors that don't like risk or volatility, they tend to lean towards these ETFs. And so what I did was I wanted to think as if I was a much older man in my 40s, 50s, 60s. How would I invest? And if I had to put together a little ETF portfolio, I believe it would be something like this. So what I did was I put this together so that I can kind of track it against my other portfolios or my stocks and see how it holds up, especially in a downturn or a recession. I'm really curious to see if this performs a lot better than my individual holdings. So, we're just going to keep our eye on this, but I have 40% in the Vanguard Total Stock Market, 25% in Vanguard High Dividend, 25% in Vanguard Developed Markets, and 10% in Vanguard International High Dividend. Now, I'm sure you know Vanguard. It's one of the biggest ETF places you can put your money into. But let's get into the most exciting thing for me. Aggressive dividends. Now it used to be called something else, but I changed it a little bit. Now what I did with this is I wanted to have fun with this account since I'm not starting with a lot of capital. So I wanted to put together somewhat of riskier or high yielding stocks. So I put together a list of mostly REIT stocks, which are real estate stocks. And I've been having fun with this. I have AGNC 25%, 5% in, this is another ETF, Global X Super Dividend, Whitestone REIT, Gladstone Capital, New Residential Investment, Gladstone Commercial, Orchard Island Capital, if it'll let me scroll down, CenturyLink, Shaw Communications, Stag. So, a lot of different REITs and a few ETFs. And what this does is it gives me a really high dividend or a high yield. Now I don't know where to show what the yield percentage is on this. I am still new to this account, but you can see in the last 1 month that 46 cents came from this portfolio or this pie. So we will definitely keep our eyes on how we can grow the dividends in this account. Overall, since I started this pie in March 12th, I have already received $1.18. And as this money comes in and I add more, it's automatically getting reinvested into the portfolio. So, I want to show that you don't have to start with a lot of money to start a portfolio. $413 to me, if you compare all of my money together that I invested, it's not a lot. It's less than 1%. But for a lot of other investors, this might be all the money that you have access to get started. So, it's important that you don't set limitations for yourself. You can start investing with a very low amount of money, and we will track this portfolio together. As it grows, you will see how when we reach 500, 600, 700, and then 1,000, and then so on, you will see those dividends start to add up greatly. But that is all I have for you in this video. As always, make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment down below anything that maybe you want me to cover in the next video. Things you like about this, don't like about it. I want to hear your feedback, but I will see you guys in the next one.